Reds, it's Talking Reds. Me, Gareth Roberts, got Mo Stewart with me today, Friday morning. Obviously, Liverpool played yesterday and were defeated 4-0 at Manchester City. But I wanted to start by saying we've won the league. We're bigger stars than Dallas. We've got more silver than Buckingham Palace. So who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? What I want to talk about, Mo, is look, we've done the stuff around the game and there's more stuff on the Anfield app today. And we can get into it, it's fine. But we did the post-match pint as we always do. We did a post-match show as we always do. What I'm interested in, I just thought some of the reaction, again, is funny, is hilarious, in fact, because Liverpool have, of course, won the league, and now it's just a matter of by how many points. And no one will care. I don't care now, I've got to tell you. But some people do, it seems, and some people want us to be perfect, and some people wanted us to go there, make the statement, all those cliches. And I get it. But equally, I can't get too down about that, mate. I mean, we won the league. We've won the league well. We've deserved to win the league. We're still only 20 points ahead of them. And some of the so-called banter that has come off the back of this defeat last night is unbelievable for me. I mean, I'm hoping that some of the lads can flash some of this stuff up just so you can see it, because I don't think me just talking about it does it the justice. But like last night, for instance, the Manchester Evening News put on across their social media a picture of Liverpool walking through the Guard of Honour, the half-arsed Guard of Honour, by the way. And it said, our city may be divided between red and blue, but Liverpool getting beat 4-0 is something all Manx can get behind. Honest to God, I mean, I worked in Manchester for a decade. And Man United goes out saying Man United and Man City do not get on, nor would you expect them to, really. And to try and put something out, some kind of spin on a season that has been shite in the league for the pair of them, I don't get it. And then the other one to flash up is City themselves. After winning 4-0 against Liverpool, someone at Manchester City stays up late designing this, hopefully coming up on your screen. And it is the goal scorers in the game last night depicted as the Beatles. And they've used the Beatles font, but instead it says the Blues, and they put Fab Four. Now, a couple of things. I mean, it's a little nod to, one of the greatest bands in the world ever, who happens to be from Liverpool. Yeah. Thanks for that, boys. But also as well, I mean, if we want to do numbers, Liverpool have won 19 titles and City have won 6. Liverpool have won 6 European Cups and City have won none. So this, I don't get where some of it's coming from, and I just think, Mo, you'll remember some of this as well. When we've been shit in the past, we dig around for anything, don't we? We go, I can remember us beating Arsenal way back when they were champions, 4-0, I think it was, at Anfield, and we were all like, get in, we beat the champions. It meant nothing. I can remember, we Chelsea beat us in the FA Cup final, but we beat them in a meaningless league game, and we were like, oh yeah, boss, Sam. Like, you take any crumbs you can get, but deep down, we all know City fans are waking up today and going, yeah, I mean, we beat Liverpool, but they're still champions. So, who won the real quiz, Mo?
We won. I mean, I think it's really strange to see it coming from those two teams who we have been traditionally trying to claw down. It's another instance to say that we've done it. We have clawed them down because they're now acting like this. I mean, the whole Man City Beatles thing, I never really understood that anyway. They love Hey Jude more than anyone I know here in Liverpool, which is weird. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the strangest thing for it is if both these teams, Man City and Manchester United, could end the season with 2 trophies. City could end it with 3. And yet they're still willing to go into this pettiness. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. The MEN, we all know for a long time that they are just trying to wind people up and just trying to get a rise out of whoever they can and hope that in some desperation people flock to their paper. I don't know if it's actually working, but they're clearly still doing it. So I'm not really that bothered about that, because essentially they've shot themselves in the foot because they've used the picture of the Guard of Honour. And what happens? Why do you people get Guard of Honours? Because they're the league champions. There is nothing you can do and say, us uniting Manchester in hatred is great. We love that. Yeah. I mean, genuinely, I don't know why they would think that would be something they got against us.
The other one I've seen, Mo, I've seen another one that you'll like as well, I think. And again, look, I'm being daft and I'm being soft, and I know I am, but sometimes you just need to be. I'm not letting this get me down. We've won the league. I've got 365 days or thereabouts of celebrating with the fact. But the other one I saw, which I enjoyed, was a conversation between Man City fans. And one of the mad, weird, sometimes enjoyable thing about Twitter is obviously you can be a bit of a weird voyeur on conversations, can't you? And have a little look what they're saying. And I've seen a thing that said, hey, if this goes on and it's behind closed doors for a long time, Liverpool could really suffer because, I've got to say, I think they're an atmosphere team.
What you're basically saying, mate, is that our team are used to playing in front of nobody. That's what you're really saying.
Yeah, we're used to no crowd, so we can perform better. But also as well, you can't have it both ways, boys. Both ways. 1 minute you're telling us that Anfield's a myth and the cops are myth and the atmosphere at Anfield's a myth. Next minute, they're an atmosphere team. And it's like this continuing sort of like mental gymnastics to try and present us not being as good as we are. Lads, we're the best in the country. We're the best in the world. We're the reigning champions of Europe as well. There's just no getting away from any of these actual facts.
No, there really isn't. And I think when you haven't got a team that you can cherish and enjoy and celebrate, these are the things that you spend all your time in. I mean, I do pity them a little bit, but I do understand kind of where it comes from because, like you said, we've been in dark times where we've had to try to convince ourselves that things matter that really don't matter. And this is just how it manifests itself. I think, obviously, social media and all that kind of stuff amplifies it. But for us, sometimes it's really good. Like, sometimes you'll see someone will put an old tweet out that sounded really profound at one point, and now it's just made to look ridiculous. Like someone said, there was a tweet from just before Christmas of implosion incoming when it showed our fixtures after Christmas when we had Leicester and Man United and Spurs and Wolves twice. And there was a big thread of everyone going, oh yeah, they're not going to be able to handle this. This is where the collapse happens, lads. Yeah, we won all those games. We conceded 1 goal. And it's just like, you can have all of that time and mental energy to put into trying to convince yourself that what you're seeing isn't what you're seeing, but it's pointless because it is what you're seeing. We are still the best right now. Like, the one thing I will say about that game, because I was doing the show that I was doing, I had to watch it and pretend to be happy throughout the entire game, which was actually quite difficult, as you can imagine. But we're all fans. We can let them off having that performance. It doesn't matter to us. We've won the league. I'm really, really interested to see how Klopp and Jordan Henderson in particular respond to that because they won't have been as happy as we. They're not letting anyone have any days off.
Yeah.
There's been any kind of feeling of, oh, well, the records that we can still break don't matter and all those kind of things. Wow. I think that's all been annihilated. You're going to see this team. I feel really sorry for Aston Villa. They might get an absolute whooping.
Yeah, Aston Villa on Sunday. Yeah, I thought the same, really, that, you saw in Henderson that he kept on going, didn't he? He kept on fighting. You could hear him shouting. You could hear him swearing. He ends up getting booked. Then you see, Jurgen Klopp really spiky with Jeff Shreves, which is absolutely fine in my book. That Blades had it coming for years. It definitely mattered to them. There's no two ways about that. It wasn't in their plans to get beat 4-0 at Manchester City. Right. And loads of people will read loads into it, but I think we'll be absolutely fine. We've been watching this side, gather up cups, win loads of points, win loads of games now for 2 years plus. So the idea that they suddenly fall off a cliff, I'm just not entertaining for 1 second. And listen, again, as it says on the cup, Premier League champions, 2020. Liverpool are Premier League champions. So, and all the rest kind of doesn't matter. And that's what I wanted to get you on as well, Mo. As much as we would like points records and everything else, there's 6 games to go. We've got 86 points already. Everyone can do the maths, add on 18 to 86 is the maximum. Anyway, what I'm saying is...
104, Robert.
Thanks, Mo. But what I wonder about though is, and I've seen a few people saying now, and they were talking about it on Sky earlier as well, is how do you prioritise this? And what I mean by that is, obviously there's just a league game and a league game and a league game. Liverpool haven't got anything else to go for, but the league is one. What I mean is, how do you manage it, not prioritise? So should Minamino be getting more time? Should Curtis Jones be getting more time? Should you be trying to integrate some players? Is there a shout, for instance, that Nico Williams starts on Sunday against Aston Villa? Things like that. What do you think, Mo?
I think that's a real possibility, Nico Williams in particular, because if you look at the performance, we can try to temper the performance with what's happened the week before, but Andy Robertson in particular did not look that great. I think it's fair to say, obviously Joe Gomez came off at half-time, but with a massive out for the season, Lovren got a minor knock, so you think that he might have to go again, so they wouldn't want to change two in defence. So it's a live possibility. But I think with Minamino, I do think we will see him more. I think the 5 substitutions gives Klopp more of a chance to say, we're not going to alter the starting lineup too much, but maybe we're going to bring people on earlier. We're going to be doing more half-time substitutions, that kind of thing, to try and get him a little bit more up to the game speed. But I don't think that this is going to be any different kind of a Liverpool team than we saw previously. I think the personnel might change, but the key message is going to be, we need to continue to be as relentless as we have been. We can't take our foot off the gas, because the minute we take our foot a little bit off the pedal, that team that we just beat, that we've all been talking about how good they actually still are, they beat us. So this period, as much as it doesn't mean anything to 1920 season, it might mean something to the 2021 season. So that the mindset in that dressing room is, we need to be at this level week in, week out, game in, game out. That's what it takes. That's what it took for them to put that trophy on the table. So they need to be able to do it again. I think you may see some changes in terms of, you might see Divock Origi get a few more starts. I think there's going to be times where Klopp's going to say, look, I just need you to take a breather here. But we know the fullbacks are still going for their assist title. We know Salah and Mane are still going for Golden Boot. So he's not going to be able to just sit them down for whole games. And I don't think he'd want to either.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to give a shout to this T-shirt I'm wearing of Klopp with a bit of pyro going on. And also this one as well. This fella here.
Ooh, yeah.
They have very kindly been sent to me by a fella on Twitter, Mike. Thank you, Mike. You can follow him. He is 12th Red. So 12th_Red on Twitter. He's not a big business or anything like that. He's just making a few T-shirts in his spare time. And he very kindly sent me a couple in the post. So thank you for those, Mike. I shall wear those with pride around the city of Liverpool. I was also wearing yesterday on the post-match pint one of the Anfield Wraps numbers, which was a lovely Premier League trophy surrounded by 19 stars. Doesn't need any more explanation than that, really, does it? We've got a full range of those on the go at theanfieldwrap.com. So check out the shop, get your T-shirts on, wear them with pride around the city. It rubs people up the wrong way as well, which is a glorious sort of, added bit of, bonus, if you like, to all that. Get your cups as well. Just get involved, shout about it, sing about it, love the moment. As I say, I'm not letting Manx get me down, Mo. As I say, I was walking among them for 10 years. I know how much it means to them. I'm one of them, in fact, who I worked with, who I literally haven't heard from in all the time I haven't been working in Manchester. Just popped up this morning, a little message of him, and it was a picture of Klopp with like a puzzled face. And it was like Liverpool fans when they've won the league, but they know City are the best team in the league.
Wow.
And it's like, I just sent them the league table back. I was like, lad, we've got 86 points and you've got 66 points. And may I remind you, we beat you well at Anfield this season. And may I remind you also that you haven't won at Anfield since the days of Kevin Keegan. So, I mean, I just think, I do think, we've talked about this before, Mo, as well, but things do get very, in the moment in footy, don't they, in terms of how they're discussed. I mean, you can't go from, on the 1 minute, lauding Liverpool and saying how good they are, to the next minute going, oh, well, I'll tell you what, they got beat 4-0 there, so they might be on the way out.
Yeah. Is it all over? Like, well, one of the things that made me smile after the game last night, I went on Twitter and saw Klopp out was trending. And I just thought, like... I thought it, like, I didn't click on it just in case, but I assumed it was Liverpool fans taking the piss, as if to say, oh, yeah, it's all over now. Sorry, close the shop down, shut everyone out. No chance. But again, that just goes to show what that text you got is that people who feel like they are entitled or have been entitled to winning big trophies over the last few years, they want to keep us in their place. They want to keep us in our place, or is what they think. Because they're scared. Because they know that a dominant Liverpool is going to be a really hard thing to shift. They've already lived through that once. They don't want to go back there. Well, sorry, lads, we do. It looks like we are.
I remember, I mean, you know, on the Manchester thing as well, I remember, like, there was a lad, big Man United fan, but quite a quiet lad. But, you know, I got to know him over time, and he was sound and everything. And I remember once we were talking about, you know, the rivalry between the cities, the rivalry between the clubs and all the rest of it. And I said to him, like, but there's lots of talk always, mate, about hate. I was like, do you genuinely hate any aspect of Liverpool? And he went, I hate Ian Rush. I was like, what? Why? I was like, why do you hate Ian Rush? And he was like, he always scored. He always scored the winner for yous. He said, he just made my life a misery as a monk. And I was like, lad, that's music to my ears. You know, you've got to think about that as well. Look, they've got the little moment yesterday, but think of all of the times that we've made them miserable, including the times to come when we'll make them miserable. So we've still got the trophy lift to look forward to. We've still got, as I say, a year of being unbearable about all this to look forward to. And I don't believe for 1 second that Liverpool are going anywhere. I mean, there's a mooted date of, you know, all being well with what's going on in the world, of the new season starting in September. And I think Liverpool will be right out the traps again and be ready to go, ready to challenge and maintaining the level that they're at. Oh, that's the other thing. I've remembered the other thing. I did want to ask you one more thing before we go, Mo. Manchester United. Where is this coming from that they're challenging for the league next season? Where is that coming from?
Two things. Not blind optimism. I think the idea that they've got a new guy and he's playing very well, and he seems to have made a couple of other people around them play very well. And so they were able to win games in a row, and everyone's getting excited because they're on a long unbeaten run, and they're all completely forgetting this is exactly what happened when Ollie joined, and they all got overexcited, and then reality came and kicked them in the ass. And I still think that's going to happen. I still don't think that they have got a squad enough to live with the pace that we're able to set, and even the pace that Man City are able to set, and probably even, well, maybe not Chelsea. Like, just as a side note on Chelsea, I cannot wait to see them next season because they are going to be nuts. And every game's going to be 4-4, and I can't wait to see it. But United, too many of their reliable players are on the way down. I don't care what you say. David De Gea is on the way down.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to have a problem with him. If they don't have the balls to pull the plug and bring Dean Henderson in, even alongside him next season, then that's going to be a problem for them. I think that too many of their defenders are too inconsistent. We'll have to see what they do in the transfer market. But let's face it, United always get overexcited whenever two good things happen to them in a row.
Yeah.
And again, going back to the beginning of the show, we know that. We used to be like that.
Yeah.
That's how you recognize it. And that's the funniest thing about this rivalry is the fact that we do kind of ape each other in different areas when we're in like the ascendancy or descendancy. And that's how you can spot it in someone else because you know when you feel it yourself. And just that feeling of seeing them like scrubbing around on the floor for straws. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. I mean, I was there when Liverpool beat Manchester United at Anfield, and we sang to them, "You lost the league on Merseyside." Leeds United going on to be crowned champions. And at that moment, I can tell you, I gave it everything I had, and I loved it. And I had a big smile on my face. I had a snarl on my face. I was like, you manch, you blew it, you blew it, you blew it. Gave it loads. And then I remember getting home and thinking, yeah, we're a bit shit, aren't we?
Well, I mean, think about it. Up until now, our Premier League history with winning the title has been about either teams clinching it on our pitch.
Yeah.
Or not clinching it, as it was in the case in that one. And it's just like, now we need to talk about Liverpool titles on the Liverpool pitch, and we can do that now.
Yeah.
At last.
We can indeed. And listen, we've got Aston Villa on Sunday. We will be building up to that as ever. Loads of stuff on the Anfield app, written, audio, video. There's a video coming out about how we've won the league as well. Did you remember that? Did you remember that we've won the league? And also as well, just finally, we have put some stuff out there over this weekend coming about just sort of stay away from Anfield this weekend, because the eyes of the world will be on us as fans, on our behaviour, and we don't want to give people ammunition to get stuck into us. So come on, respect the area around Anfield, stay away from it, to be honest, because you can't get in there, you can't be in the ground, you can't be where we all want to be. Stay at home, have a pint, watch the Reds, absolutely tonk Villa with a bit of luck, and yeah, get on the Anfield app and everything we're doing there. Mo, nice one, lad.
No worries.
Up the Reds.